Stop for a moment. Do you truly believe that your separation from your mother is just a coincidence? No. Your soul is here for a divine reason. You are a chosen one. This is not a random event, but a conscious arrangement of the universe. The pain you have endured is not meaningless. It is a part of your divine preparation. What if everything you have experienced was destined to shape you, to forge you for a greater mission? Do not ignore this deep calling. Ask yourself, are you ready? Ready to face the reason why the universe has set you apart so you can reach something greater? You may have always felt the burden of separation, like an insurmountable abyss. Perhaps it made you question your place, your worth, even your worthiness in the eyes of the Creator. But this was never a sign of abandonment. It is a divine design, a deliberate act of the universe to create a space where you could be shaped without being bound by earthly relationships. The absence you feel is not a mistake, but a form of refinement, a fire that tests your soul. The universe separated you from your mother not to deprive you of love, but to give you a love far greater than this world can offer. In that silence, the divine calling echoes more clearly, more powerfully, guiding you toward your higher purpose undistracted. You were never meant to be like everyone else. Your path was always meant to be different. Since childhood, when others found comfort in their mother's embrace, you may have stood alone, wondering why you felt the pain of isolation. But isolation is not weakness. It is the forging of strength. It is how the universe teaches you to rely on an infinite source of power. Like a warrior trained in the wilderness, stripped of all comforts to focus only on the essentials, you are being shaped for something greater. The very separation you struggle with is your spiritual forge. The universe understands your longing for love, the connection you may have envied in others. But that void was never meant to be filled by human hands, but by divine intention. The universe needs you to be freed from earthly attachments because your mission transcends ordinary relationships. Your calling demands a different kind of strength, one not nurtured by constant validation or a mother's warmth. Instead, you are sustained. The unseen hand of the universe has shaped you in ways that only this separation could reveal. See the world as a battlefield, and you are a warrior trained in solitude for a war you may not yet understand. While others may rely on the comfort of their mother, the universe has demanded that you learn to fight alone. In the silence of isolation, you have discovered an infinite well of strength. In the void left by the absence of maternal love, you have uncovered a perfect, unblemished love, a love that never fades or fails. Your resilience to what seemed like a hopeless emptiness has prepared you with a strength that others cannot comprehend. The separation you have endured was your training ground, not a punishment. It was a sculptor's chisel against the marble block. Every moment of distance was an intentional carving, shaping you into the vessel the universe needs for its work. Perhaps you felt it was a burden too heavy to carry, but it was always meant to become the wings that lift you higher. The universe separated you to sanctify you, to claim you as its own, pure and unburdened by the world's definitions of love. What you may see as absence, the universe sees as its presence. And what you perceive as isolation is, in truth, an invitation to step into the wholeness of the person you were always meant to be. The universe has set you apart to sanctify you, to claim you as its own, pure and unburdened by the world's definitions of love. What you may see as absence, the universe sees as its presence. And what you perceive as isolation is actually an invitation to step into the fullness of who you were always meant to be. The separation between you and your mother was never an accident. This emotional and relational distance was an intentional act, a sign that you've been chosen. You may feel abandoned or neglected, but what you have endured is part of the universe's refining fire. The conflicts, the harsh words, the silent coldness, all were tools, like a hammer striking stone, breaking away the parts of you that no longer serve your purpose. Through this sacred chiseling process, you have been shaped into someone stronger, more resilient, capable of withstanding the storms that are sure to come. Every argument, every sharp remark, every manipulation was a lesson in perseverance. You were not just wounded, you were sharpened. The battles you faced with your mother were among the fiercest of your life. They were not just simple disagreements, but cosmic clashes, struggles between the person you were called to be and the person the world wanted you to remain. You may have felt the sting of never-ending criticism, the constant emotional manipulation, the mental sabotage that made you question your worth. But these were not random hardships. Each wound was intentional, part of the universe's plan to prepare you for something extraordinary. Through these scars, you have gained an armor that others do not possess. While others may falter under life's pressures, you have withstood the heat of the furnace, and it has only made you stronger. The question that haunts many is why. Why was your relationship with your mother seemingly destined for suffering? The answer is simple yet profound. The universe never intended for you to rely on her to define your identity. Her presence in your life, with all its toxicity, whether born from jealousy or her own unhealed wounds, was never meant to define you. Instead, it was meant to show you the imperfections of earthly relationships and propel you towards something greater, your true source. In every moment you sought her approval and were denied, you were being trained to find your worth solely in the Creator. You were never meant to seek approval from the world or even from family. Your true worth comes from the Creator, and through the struggle, He ensured that you understood this truth. At your core, this separation, this lack of familial connection, especially with your mother, is not a sign of failure. On the contrary, it is proof that you were chosen for a purpose beyond the ordinary constraints of human relationships. Others may find themselves shackled by the emotional chains of toxic family relationships, bound by expectations and unhealthy dynamics. But not you. The universe has granted you the freedom to walk a different path, to rise above the entanglements that hold others back. The emotional distance you feel is not just a painful reality. It is a clear sign that you have been set apart for something extraordinary. Through every wound, every tear, and every moment of solitude, the universe has been preparing you for a destiny that few can comprehend, let alone attain. You are not bound by the limitations of family. You have been chosen, set apart for a divine purpose, and this separation is proof of the greatness that lies ahead. Let's take a deeper step into this journey together. The separation you have experienced is not just a challenge. It is a sacred mark, affirming that you are a chosen soul. Your deepest wounds hold hidden strength, a secret weapon that will carry you through life's greatest storms. You may have felt an undeniable urge to seek your identity beyond earthly relationships. This is a call of your soul, guiding you back to your divine origins. A community of those who have walked similar paths is waiting to welcome you. Here, stories are shared, pain is understood, and hearts rise together. Imagine a sacred space where profound truths, ones you won't find anywhere else, are revealed. A place where you connect directly with those who have birthed this inspiration, those who deeply understand your unique journey. You'll uncover the secrets of reality creation, the methods to transform wounds into power, trials into triumphs. Special doors await those courageous souls ready to step into their hidden power. Don't hesitate. The opportunity is calling. Click the link below to join the community of the chosen, where your spirit is nurtured and connected with those who truly understand your journey. The separation you experience from your family is not just for a divine purpose, but has deep roots in ancient teachings. Remember the story of the Divine One, who declared that he came not to bring peace, but division, even within families. This separation is not merely a disruption of harmony. It is a sacred wedge that sets you apart from the ordinary, from worldly expectations, so that you can rise into the extraordinary purpose the universe has designed for you. The separation from your mother, the emotional and relational fracture, is a manifestation of this sacred division. This is not a sign of failure, but a mark that you have been set apart, chosen for something beyond familial ties and earthly expectations. This division begins in the heart of the family, where emotional bonds are often the strongest. Even the Divine One faced this when his closest loved ones failed to understand his mission, just as he distanced himself from worldly expectations. You too are called to step beyond the bonds and misunderstandings of family. Your mother may not grasp the significance of the divine calling within you. She may perceive her path as strange, even mistaken, but this misunderstanding is part of the universe's plan, pulling you away from what is comfortable and familiar to refine you for the divine mission entrusted to you. Your mother's disapproval or lack of understanding does not reflect your worth. It reflects the call you have received, a call that challenges conventional measures and definitions. You were never meant to seek her approval or rely on her acceptance to define your worth. The universe's purpose for you requires this separation, no matter how difficult, to ensure that your identity is anchored in infinite power, not in any human relationship. This separation is painful, yes, but it is necessary. The universe's love for you is too great to allow you to be bound by anything that could hinder your ascent into the purpose it has prepared for you. Your mother, with all her struggles, jealousy, and wounds, cannot comprehend the heights the universe is calling you to reach. Her words, criticisms, and manipulations were never meant to destroy you, but to shape you into someone who can rise above earthly wounds and embrace divine strength. Her emotional destruction was the anvil upon which the universe forged you into a warrior, one who can withstand storms and trials ahead. You are not chosen for an easy path. You are chosen for a path that demands resilience, a path that requires you to detach from anything that could hold you back. Even the Divine One endured the pain of being misunderstood by his closest loved ones. Like him, you are called to a higher purpose, one that often creates distance between you and those you love. This distance is not an accident. It is a space where your divine calling becomes clearer, where your purpose in the universe becomes undeniable. In this space, you are no longer bound by human expectations, but are free to walk fully in the calling placed upon your life. The separation within your family, especially with your mother, is a clearer sign that the universe has set you apart. You were never meant to remain confined within earthly relationships that cannot contain your purpose. You are called to something greater, and this separation is the universe's way of ensuring that nothing hinders you. Every tear, every sorrow, every conflict is a step closer to the person the universe is molding you to become. You have been chosen, and separation is the path to your greatness. The separation from your earthly mother, with all the unresolved pain and tension it carries, serves a divine purpose. When the love and support that should have come from parents feel lacking or absent, you are not abandoned. Instead, the universe itself steps in to fill those voids. This is not just a source of comfort, but an intentional part of his plan. The distance, the incompleteness in that relationship, pushes you toward him with an undeniable force. Every unmet emotional need, every moment of loneliness, is a catalyst for your connection with the universe. He draws you closer in ways that an earthly mother never could. The universe is not merely a substitute for what you lack. It is the original source of everything your soul longs for. While an earthly mother may provide nurture, the universe offers something far deeper, an unwavering, boundless, and infinitely perfect love. The separation you feel is not a punishment or an oversight. It is an intentional removal of distractions that might keep you from fully relying on the power and protection that only the universe can provide. What you perceive as neglect or emotional failure from your mother is, in reality, the space where the presence of the universe takes root and flourishes. It does not merely meet your needs. It exceeds them. In this space of separation, the role of the universe in your life becomes undeniable. The world may tell you that the parent-child bond is unbreakable and essential, but the universe has chosen to break that mold for you. The earthly relationships that others cling to, the universe has loosened for you to ensure that your attachment to it is unshakable. It wants your dependence solely on it, undiluted by the emotions and shortcomings of human relationships. Through every tear and every moment of silence from your mother, it has been building within you a spiritual resilience, a strength drawn from a well that never runs dry. Your earthly mother, with all her limitations, could never fulfill the divine role that the universe holds in your life. Her inability to meet your emotional or spiritual needs is never a reflection of your worth. Rather, it is a sign that those needs were always meant to be fulfilled by your Heavenly Father. The universe did not design you to rely on human affection because it knows that no one can give you the perfect love, guidance, and protection that it provides. The separation you feel is, in essence, an invitation to lean entirely on it, to find in it everything you have ever longed for. This separation has always been part of the universe's plan to strengthen your dependence on it. As your emotional ties with your earthly mother weaken, your connection to the universe grows stronger. The farther that relationship drifts, the closer you are drawn into the embrace of the Creator. It has seen your pain, your confusion, and it has been waiting for you to realize that it is the one who gives you everything you need. It is not just a spiritual support. It is a solid foundation beneath your feet, the eternal source of strength that no earthly relationship can ever match. You are taught to honor your mother not because of how she treated you, but because of who you are called to become. The separation between you is undeniable. It was crafted by divine purpose, not mere circumstance. The universe's plan for you requires a separation. But even within that distance, its teaching remains clear. You must honor her. This commandment is not contingent on her actions or the pain you've endured, but on your identity as one who is chosen. Your response to this divine guidance is a reflection of your obedience to the universe, not her worthiness. Honoring your mother is a radical act of spiritual defiance against the wounds inflicted. It is not about erasing the scars or pretending emotional distance does not exist. It is about rising above the pain, stepping into calling that set you apart, and choosing to walk the path the universe has laid out for you. Honoring her means acknowledging the role she played, however flawed, in shaping your life. It means refusing to let bitterness take root, and instead allowing grace to flourish. Your honor is not submission to her control, nor is it an endorsement of the wrongs committed. It is a reflection of your strength in the universe, a strength that enables you to rise above pain and live by the standards that are set for you. This act of honor is essential for your spiritual growth. It forces you to confront unhealed wounds, not in surrender, but in triumph. It transforms you, teaching you to forgive, not because she deserves it, but because you need it. In doing so, you free yourself from the chains of resentment that can hinder your spiritual progress. The honor you extend is not for her benefit, but for yours. It is a gateway to the blessings the universe has prepared for you. Carrying unforgiveness, nurturing bitterness, is to shut yourself off from those blessings. The universe does not ask you to reconcile or mend what is irreparably broken. It asks you to rise above it, to honor her amid the separation, because your obedience to its command is what matters most. When you honor your mother, you align yourself with the will of the universe, and in that alignment, true spiritual strength resides. You are not merely appeasing her or fulfilling societal expectations. You are declaring that your loyalty is to the teachings of the universe, even when it costs you. This is not about your mother's worthiness or your own justification. It is about the kind of person you are called to be. You have been chosen, set apart, and the universe requires more from you than it does from others. The honor you give your mother, despite the separation, is not about her. It is about your obedience to the divine calling on your life. The separation you have endured is not a punishment, but furnace, a refining fire designed to burn away what is unnecessary and shape you into the person the universe needs you to be. You are not like others, bound by the familiar and the ordinary. The universe has called you to a higher place, and with that calling comes a demand for growth that others may never understand. This separation, the cutting away of old relationships and comforts, is the universe's method of pruning your life so you can bear the necessary fruit for its kingdom. What you perceive as isolation is, in truth, the sacred ground of transformation, where you are being molded, fortified, and prepared for your divine purpose. You may feel the sharp edges of loneliness, but it is within this solitude that the hand of the universe is most powerfully at work. It is in this space, stripped of the worldly relationships that once defined you, that the universe can speak to you more clearly. The distance from those once close to you is not random. It is the universe's intentional act of setting you apart for a greater mission. The voices that once filled your world have been silenced, so that you may hear its voice alone. This is where true growth happens, not in comfort, but in the furnace of refinement. Every moment of separation is a tool in the hands of the universe, shaping you into a vessel strong enough to carry its purpose. This division is your preparation for a higher level, a training ground for the strength you will need in the battles ahead. Just as metal must be heated and forged to become unbreakable, you are being tempered to the heat of this separation. It is not meant to weaken you, but to remove the frailties that could hinder you from fulfilling the role the universe has assigned to you. The relationships that once defined you, and perhaps even confined you, are being stripped away because they no longer serve the higher purpose the universe is moving you toward. You are not being punished. You are being elevated to a higher calling, a calling that requires more of you than you ever imagined. Do not worry about the separation from your mother. It is not a sign of failure, but a powerful confirmation of your calling. This division is not a stumbling block, but a stepping stone, a crucial part of the divine plan unfolding in your life. You were never meant to be confined by earthly relationships that could not grasp the magnitude of your purpose. The universe has stripped away distractions and limitations, refining you, preparing you, shaping you into the vessel that will carry its mission. Every moment of pain, every felt distance is a universe chiseling away the excess, instilling strength and resilience that only it can forge within you. You've been set apart, And this separation is proof that the universe has chosen you for something far greater than what you can currently see. It is orchestrating a divine plan for your life, a plan that requires focus, reliance on it, and the ability to rise above what others may never comprehend. You were not created to blend into the ordinary. You were designed for the extraordinary. This separation is part of the purification process, ensuring that your purpose is fulfilled without hindrance. It is not rejection, it is refinement. The universe is ensuring that you become exactly who it has called you to be. Now is the time to embrace this truth and walk in the understanding that your story, your struggles, are not in vain. They are a testament to the work the universe is doing within you. You are not defined by past relationships or the pain of separation. You are defined by the divine calling that has marked your life. Step forward boldly, knowing that this is part of your preparation for greatness. Share your story. Share your growth. You are not alone in this journey. Let your testimony encourage others, so they too may find strength in their own separation and trust in the universe's perfect plan.